thank you Bayt.com for giving me an opportunity to share some of the great initiatives what we take at Atlantis The Palm. So thank you for introduction as well. And with that introductions, let me add a little bit about me working with Atlantis. I'm working for this group for last 8 years. Started with one and only brand in Maldives, and then got an opportunity to move to Bahrain, and then for last 2 years now I got transferred to work with Atlantis. Obviously Atlantis is quite a different scale of a hotel, where we have more than 3,000 colleagues working with us, and on top of we have some contractual workers also working with us. It's a bigger hotel in Dubai with 1,540 rooms. Plus we have water park and as well as the other F&B facilities. And I'm sure it's one of the iconic locations for everyone to go and experience. As today's topic, prioritizing people during a crisis, it's very important for all the human resource professionals to know that what we do during this crisis. And this is an unknown crisis which we come across. We never thought of in our past experience that kind of a situation also may arise. Some of the natural calamity come across, and we do some of the steps based on that, like earthquake or a tsunami or anything come across. But this is something new to whole industry, not only in hospitality but the whole world, I would say. And everybody is looking forward to how to minimize many things and how to prioritize things where business is not happening, travel is not happening, people are locked down in the house, and we don't know when it is going to end. Obviously we have a prediction that it is going to end soon, but we don't know the deadline. And during this period, obviously everybody is panicking, and what is happening next. So everybody is taking a day by day approach rather than putting a plan for few months. So so as Atlantis also, we as a management, guided by our seniors from Kerzner, as well as our owning company ICD, that we need to prioritize our people. Because we are a people industry, we are running through people industry, and people are the one who is serving our guests, and we treat our colleagues, our employee as our guest, and we are really taking care of them. So so there are many priorities definitely to look after our employees, colleague, but the first and foremost thing during this pandemic and kind of a crisis come across, the first and foremost things what we see is that we need to have internal communications and engagement. Because during this period everybody keep on thinking what is happening with me, what is happening with my job, where there are a lot of uncertainty in the market. People keep on hearing various news, there are various rumors across industry, across city, across country, and across the globe, where people communicate with various channels to their friends, families, and professional friends, and through various social media, and they'll get to know about the lot of informations, but sometimes they don't know what is happening with me within my organizations. So it is very important for us to know what we do in the organization, what is coming across, what actions we are taking. And we have a very strong employee marketing team, which is led by our senior management, and obviously run through the senior management, and we do communicate on a regular basis. So we use all the social media, because our young crowd, they are always looking into the social media like a Facebook or a YouTube, and we take that as a communication platform to make sure that we reach out to everyone and inform them what is happening around, and what is happening within the company, what we are doing in this crisis situation, and what all engagement activity we keep on doing it. So I have one flash which is our internal communication. Just wanted to share with you for a 2 minute. Obviously it's a long, but I'll just share with you the slide clip, which is available in a YouTube as well. So just to share with you a slide, it's a 14-minute, but I'm sure you will like it. You can see through it later on.
Hi, Mr. Manish. I just
Yeah.
wanted to double check if we're gonna watch a video right now because
No.
we're all okay.
Is it on screen only? It's not on.
No. We're all looking at the presentation still.
Just hold on. Oh, I thought of this screen is not. Can you see now?
Just 1 second. Yes. Mr. Manish, I don't think the audience can hear it. It's just the video that's working right now.
I don't know why the sound is. Is it sound is not happening?
Yeah, we can only see the video. We cannot hear it.
I don't know why sound is giving it trouble. How do I turn on the sound? Just a minute. Sound is full.
Maybe it's playing through your headphones if you're, or I'm not sure.
No, it's not in headphone.
Okay.
I can't hear it either. Okay, so just wanted to just give you a glance, maybe some technical glitch on the sound, but this is how we communicate through the video, which has all the informations what is happening, which is presented by our director of employee marketing, and also we do cover a lot of areas which is within the hotel what we are doing in terms of the sanitization, in terms of the cleanliness, in terms of the all initiatives which we can do it for this crisis, and whatever the guideline given by DHA as well as whatever the guideline come across through the Dubai authorities, we adhere to it, we implement it, and we make sure that whenever we are going to open it, we are ready, equipped with all the guidelines, and making sure that all precautionary measures are taken in terms of sanitization, in terms of the social distancing guidelines, in terms of the essential things which we need to keep open, and following those guidelines, our teams are critically working on those things to make sure that we are ready to open. And the same way we communicate back to our colleague accommodations, where we mentioned what all things are happening across, so they know what is for them. Yeah. So I'll just make a pause here. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet, Mr. Manish.
Yeah, just hold on. Okay.
Yes, just to confirm, we can see. Okay, we were able to see your screen. You just cut off.
Can you see now?
Yes, just to confirm, we can. We have the audience. Rob Altman had also requested that you share that YouTube link on the public chat,
sure.
so we can all access it later.
Okay, no problem. We'll do so. So that's what we keep on communicating with our colleagues. We make sure that all the engagement activities is happening around. Now, as we know that with this pandemic, the instruction from all the authority to make sure that there is a social distancing, and that we need to make sure that you do not have those kind of engagement activity which generally most of the HR fraternity do it in terms of organizing games or organizing various gathering and make sure that everybody is involved into it. So in this one we are using a lot of online platforms to make sure that we provide all kind of tools to our colleagues to keep them engaged, and that I'll talk in my few more slides. Another priorities we take is the health and safety initiatives, trainings, policies, and in the hotel as well as the colleague accommodations. As I mentioned, that we have more than 3,000 colleagues. Out of that, about 2,700 plus their families are living in our accommodation, which is in JVC area, where we make sure that all the health and safety initiatives are taken. So which means that we provide them masks whenever they are required to go out. Make sure that they wear the mask, they wear the gloves, and some of the colleagues are still working in hotel even the hotels is not operating, so they go and to make sure that hotels when we open it start running smoothly. So we provide them all kind of equipment. Plus also in our accommodations area we have installed some of the safety equipments to measure that to make sure that whenever they pass through it the temperatures are checked, and if any issue come across, we have a paramedic teams based in accommodations, and they can be approached and they take a precautionary actions, and if required, if person is suffering from any other issues, we put them in isolations. So even though if colleagues are put in isolations, we make sure that we provide necessary things to colleagues, make sure that colleagues are getting meals, all the necessary items within the rooms, cleanliness in the rooms, so that colleague does not feel that he is left alone. HR center based in colleague accommodation. So what we have done as another priority for our colleagues is even though we do communicate, sometimes they need to communicate back to someone in HR or in a management to pass on their informations. Though they are in touch with their respective managers or supervisors, however, they have certain concerns which they wanted to come, they wanted to call, or they wanted to email to someone. So what we have done, we have created a HR center based in our colleague accommodations where they can call, they can email, or they can come in person and then raise their concern or any issues they have, and we are able to resolve. So that's how we provide them a personal assistance to themselves as well as their family. As I mentioned, they are living with their family, and we we make sure that we go back to them on their email. So the emails come across to, we have created a dedicated email called HR hotline, and they can write, and then within a day we respond back to them. If we are able to resolve their issues, we note down, we have a tracker, and we see what kind of concerns keep on coming in, and if it is a repetitive concern, we address it, the root cause, to make sure that no other colleagues does not face the same issue. Also, obviously, in kind of a scenario or circumstances where business is not happening and revenue is zero, obviously your payroll cost, which is another concern, come across, where all the people are thinking, am I going to go, are they going to reduce salary, are they going to cut off or put us on a no pay? So obviously we have done financial analysis along with finance team to make sure that we give a basic things to colleagues, and not make sure that we go into the redundancy or a job cut, because in kind of situations everybody think of the job cut, reducing the labor, because payroll cost is a fixed cost, and that is the first target come to everyone. But as we believe that people is a priority, and we do not believe in doing the redundancy. We make sure that those who are working with us, we try our level best to safeguard their job security, and that's how from a day one, from our managing director communication come across, that we are not going to go on that path, rather than we use different ways how we can minimize the cost. So what we do is that we have gone into utilization of their annual leave. Also, we have given them advance annual leave for the full year, so that they can consume those leave to save on their pay cut. Also, colleagues, those who wanted to travel to their home countries, though external travel is very limited. However, for last 15 days, there are some of the countries open up the flights. So what we do, we allow them to use the leave ticket and go home and spend time with the family. And if they wanted to stay with us, we are here to provide them all necessary things. Salaries, obviously, with the reductions of the overall revenue, there are some reductions happens, and which as a business we need to make the salary reductions in some of the area, and that is also, we do not penalize all those colleagues in that way. Those who are working, they get the reduced salary, and also we have put an approach of monthly allowance instead of they get nothing. So there is a fixed monthly allowance we have defined, which is agreed by our management, and which we provide to them. So that way, what we do, we do not lose them job, as well as we make sure that they get at least something. On top of it, obviously, basic necessities are provided to them, so they do not feel that they are left out. As I mentioned, that those who are living in accommodations, we provide them all the meals. All 3 meals are covered for themselves and their family. However, on top of it, some of the basic necessity we make sure that we provide to them. So what we did, we created one supply center where colleagues can come and they can collect the basic items like soap, shampoo, toilet paper, water, toothbrush, toothpaste, kind of a basic items which is required on a day-to-day basis. Primarily, all the meals are covered, so they don't need to worry about the food. However, on top of it, these are the another essential things which they required. We have also covered all the colleagues on insurance. So any major things come across, obviously colleagues can be covered through insurance and visit the clinic. However, we have a dedicated clinic in an accommodation area where colleague can visit or their family can visit and take the basic treatments. We have a dedicated doctor as well as paramedics who assist with all the medical requirements. Also, with social distancing and kind of a crisis we have, we make sure that those who are not working in hotel, they will have to work from home. So obviously all the management teams are provided with equipment like a laptop or uh, all necessary software installed in their laptop, so they make sure that all the meetings happen from a distance. We do a morning meeting every day through Microsoft Teams, and we communicate with each other on a regular basis. And obviously these are the larger scale, but then each division wise or a department wise or a section wise, there are different meetings happens where we keep on communicating to each other to make sure that we are informed. What we know, we communicate to all colleagues and make sure that what is happening day to day basis. And just to let you know that slowly lockdown is opening up, and we are keeping our eye on all the authorities communications. We have created a WhatsApp group where all the senior management are part of it, and we keep on communicating with each other what is happening around the city. And if any changes come across, we try to capture that and then verify with the respective authority on that communication and make sure that we communicate back to all our colleagues and work towards the reopening of the hotel. However, this flexible working with the home help us a lot in terms of regular be in touch with individuals and working on a various project. Even though we are not operating hotel right now, we have another hotel opening next door, and we are working on that project. So respective management teams are assigned with the work. So everybody focus on those deadline, and then on regular basis review happens. Also prioritizing the task force. So what task force is, where as I mentioned that even though hotel is not operating, there are a lot of preventive maintenance work keep on happening in the hotel, and we need to make sure that hotel maintenance work keep on going. So what we do is that we allocate the colleagues to do those work, and especially the colleagues those who have utilized their annual leaves and they are near to zero, and they need to continue working so that they can get a regular salary. We prioritize those colleagues. So on an average, we have about 2 to 300 colleagues are working in a hotel in a various project. So by the time when we open the hotel, we have all those all the maintenance works are completed, and that's how we are utilizing all the task force. So colleagues, those who have utilized their annual leave at the beginning of the year, they would not lose out on salary part, and make sure that they get the regular earning from task force. Also we do have a dedicated team in employee relations, where what they do in kind of a situation, obviously when you have a larger scale of employee, you may come across some of the people are not happy, sometimes depressions, or sometimes require counseling. So we do have a dedicated team which make sure that meet up with these people and interact with them on a regular basis, and give them a coaching or a guidance, so that they do not feel the left out. And this is very much essentials. Generally many company, they do not do or touch on that part, but when this is a very important part. When people are working, we have a 98% around our colleagues are expat. They all are away from home, and many of them are bachelor. So in a kind of a situation, they feel that nobody is here, and sometimes they feel that alone, and they need somebody to talk. So we do make sure that if kind of situation come across, we interact with them and give them assurance in all the aspect. And also weekly learning and development initiatives to through the virtual training, quiz, online trainings which keep on happening. We do have our weekly briefing topic which we conduct through the online platform, where colleagues go and register. We have a schedule for the month where all the colleagues go and then register themselves to to those trainings, and we have a very good participations. And the topics are selected, which is very much touched upon in current scenario, like how to keep yourself motivated, or managing your personal finance, or a work during the crisis situation, how to keep yourself calm during the situation. So kind of a topic which are very much linked to the current scenario, which help them to learn something when they are away, and then when they are sitting at home, to make sure that they keep on learning new things. So these are the key priorities. Obviously, if we keep on discussing, there are many things which are part of individual topic which we do, and a lot of initiatives which are appreciated by all the colleagues. But these are the things which I thought of it is good to share with all of you. And I'm sure in your respective organizations also you would be doing something great. But maybe this is some good initiative which we have taken, and can be implemented. These are not I would not say that it's out of the box idea, but these are the things which are the small things which we do, and it is really touched to each of our colleagues. And we keep on getting the feedback on those areas, and those are quite positive feedback. So that's it. I just wanted to share, and thank you for giving this platform to share our initiative at Atlantis. But I would open up any questions you have, and be happy to answer. And I'll share that link of YouTube on this platform, so that you can see through. Yeah, Salman, anything for the questions? I'm happy to.
Hi, Mr. Manish. I think majority of the questions that were asked, you had already addressed them during your presentation.
Okay.
So some of the questions included, given the hotels are not accepting guests, what are you doing with the staff? Are they on vacation, unpaid leave, which you already addressed? How do you keep your colleagues engaged during this period, which you addressed as well? Are you still considering opening the Royal Atlantis by end of Q3 2020?
No, with this current scenario, and then also the expo has delayed for a year, and with this crisis we have also delayed. Now it is moved to a next year, mid of next year. But pre-opening is something which is, you will have to work a lot. You will have to get ready before it start opening. Once construction is finished and hand over to operation team needs to do a lot of prior work in terms of the hiring process, in terms of the all the OSNE, in terms of all FFNE, to make sure that we are ready to open. So our team is working on it. So there is a work keep on going, but yes, it is delayed now for next year.
There was another question actually that's in the Q&A tab. It says, the Rithura is one of my favorite hotels in the world. What do you do with non-Maldivian staff who work at the resort? Do they stay at the resort? Are there any guests who are stuck at the resort?
Okay, yeah, it's very interesting question, and yes, it is indeed one of the beautiful place, and I spent 4 years in that property, and it's a very unique destinations. Obviously, once you go there, you do not have any other means to go out. But yeah, it's a beautiful island. To answer that question, no, there is no guest because before this pandemic start, most of the guests evacuated from there. Yes, we do have a lot of colleagues. There are 50% local Maldivians, so which they travel back to their home island. But yes, there are another 50% expatriates. Some of them could manage to go out, but yes, there is a quite number of colleagues stay in resort. They are doing the same thing at the moment, which is doing the maintenance, helping in a maintenance work to keep the hotel equipped and ready for next opening whenever guest comes in. But Maldives is also locked down for 2.5 months. So there's no flight coming and going. So most of them are locked down in that resort. But the hotel is taking care of all the colleagues to make sure that they are also engaged. The good part in that area is that there is no case in the resort. So what happened that they are free to move around in the resort and they can do a lot of engagement activity, like organizing the football or those kind of activities are happening around there. So social distancing is minimal in that particular island because they don't move to one island to another island. They are within the island. But yeah, they are also taking care of colleagues with various way.
Great. We've got another question. What do you think is the biggest challenge out of all during this period of time with regards to HR and workforce?
Okay, so one of the biggest challenge initially when we goes into a lockdown is to keep everybody into lockdown, because what happened that we have a 60 to 70% crowd which is bachelor, and in accommodations it is not easy for everybody to lock down and keep that, okay, you don't go out. So initially we had a lot of challenges, and we have started implementing certain rules and regulations within the accommodation area. Obviously, it is not well accepted initially, but then as we started communicating and making more awareness, they have started realizing that yes, it is for their safety and for other safety as well. And so on, when any government authority communication comes, we make sure that we cascade down that to each colleague level, to make sure that they know that what is implemented across Dubai, and we need to adhere to those rules regulations. So what we have done is we have initially started the gate pass. Even though if you want to go out of the accommodation area, you need to take the permissions. As government implemented the online permissions to go out, same way we have implemented within accommodations, and people have started accepting it, and we have created online platform where colleague goes and they registered. And again, then another challenge comes is the meal times, where we have the big restaurant area for our colleagues, where we provide all the meals, but then slowly the rules are changing that you cannot run it at a full capacity. So we'll have to reduce, then we'll have to put the timings that this time to this time, and we send across in a batches. So those were minor challenges, but I think with our team and management, we managed to overcome those challenges. And obviously the communications helps us a lot. People keep on thinking about the how it is going to run in terms of the without salary or with salary, but we managed to overcome those. Yeah.
Great. Another question for you, Mr. Manish, is: are you cooperating, coordinating with other hotels or companies, hotel companies, in terms of how to handle or pay staff? Are different hotel groups following the same strategies?
Within our group, yes, we are following the same strategy to make sure that we do not deviate from guideline given by our owning company, as well as the management company Kerzner. But yes, we keep an eye on other hotels, what they are doing it. However, we follow our own strategy internally, which is in favor of people. And many companies, they have gone into the redundancy or reducing the staff, or cutting down their salary to zero, but we do not follow those approach, rather than think of alternative way where how we can help our people and make sure that we do not go into that path. We look at the other what they are doing it. However, we look at internally and discuss the best strategy for the people.
Another is some hotels have been asked to act as medical facilities for COVID. Has the Atlantis considered acting as a medical facility?
I believe this is the approach by the government authority, and our hotel is situated in a location which is in the Palm inside. So I'm not sure government authority has decided to approach us, because the most of the hotel which they have approached, which is in a close proximity of Sheikh Zayed Road or so. So where it can be easily accessed through the any medical treatment facilities or so on. But we have not been approached uh, by any authority so far.
Great. And we also have, who is Kerzner supporting brand Atlantis?
Okay, Kerzner, I'm not getting the question, but just what I understood from the question is that Kerzner is our management company name, and Kerzner has 3 brands. So Atlantis is one of the brand. Then another brand we have is called One and Only, and then third brand is called Mazagan. So altogether we have about 12 hotels operating, and a few more are coming up in shorter time. But these are the brand which we support.
Great. Your resorts are luxury resorts. Given the economic impact of the crisis, how do you model for when business resumes, and at what occupancy and room rates?
Okay, so it's quite technical questions. However, let me answer is most of the hotel, irrespective whether a luxury or a small scale hotel, it is going through this crisis, and reopening, it is going to be challenged. For us, we are a quite larger scale, which is, as I said, 1,500 plus room. And it is very difficult for us to go into a very high occupancy. So far, till March or end of February, we used to run at occupancy of 85 to 90%. And this is the first time in the history of Atlantis we have gone so down in terms of occupancy, which is 0 now. And I think most of the hotels are in a kind of a scenario, except those who are on a residency basis. Yes, it is going to be very difficult to cope up back to that kind of occupancy. However, we are looking at the world, how it is coping up, and slowly coming back. We have another Atlantis based in China, which is a most impacted hotel as well in Sanya, and they have started coming back to slowly in operations. So obviously they have started with the occupancy about 10 to 15%, and over a weekend it goes to about 35% occupancy. And I would say the government has announced that tourism will reopen from July onwards. So obviously we will have some inflow from outbound flights. So we are expecting some guests coming from outside. However, initially we will start with the staycations or targeting the local market to use our some of the facilities, and then obviously a room rate. Obviously it's quite difficult. Obviously our team is working, and our room rate is published now. I think it's about 700 dirham at the moment, but that will keep on changing based on how business flows in. Once government authority gives a more flexibility in terms of utilizing some more facilities like water park or a swimming pool or a spa gym, then I'm sure we will have a more inflow of local business as well. So it is difficult. Our sales and marketing team is working very closely with various agencies, including the Dubai Tourism Authority, to see how we can drive the business in.
Great. Looks like those are all the questions for now, Mr. Manish. Would you like to add anything else?
No, I think what we are doing is in terms of supporting our people, and I'm sure most of those who are part of this presentations are implementing some or other in their respective organizations. I know it is a very crisis, as I mentioned at beginning, that this is an unknown crisis, and I think this we all need to learn lesson out of this crisis, that if certain things, similar things come across, how do we react and how do we act on it. And it's a learning platform for all of us, and I'm sure you may have implemented something new in your area. I'll be happy to learn those things if come across or share back through the platform. But please feel free to write to me if any questions you have later on also. And I wish best of luck to everyone in this crisis, and also stay safe and stay healthy and look after your people in the organization.